Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Beyond Words. I'm really happy you're here today. This episode is all about food, and today we'll start with the first meal of the day, breakfast. Every morning feels different, but there's one thing that often stays the same, the smell of breakfast. It could be the scent of freshly brewed coffee, the sound of bread popping up from the toaster, or the soft crackling of eggs on the pan. Breakfast marks the beginning. It's a small reminder that we have another chance, another day to live, work, and grow. Some people skip breakfast because they're too busy. Others make it a slow and peaceful ritual. Whatever your routine is, breakfast sets the tone of your day. Breakfast looks different everywhere. In Japan, people might have rice, grilled fish, and miso soup. In France, it's usually a croissant with coffee. In Indonesia, maybe nasi uduk or bubur ayam. In the U.S., you'll often find pancakes, bacon, or cereal. It's amazing how every culture has its own version of good morning. When you think about it, breakfast is more than just food. It's a reflection of where we come from, our habits, our families, and even our memories. Do you remember your favorite breakfast as a child? Maybe your mom made something simple, like a fried egg with rice. Or maybe you loved eating at the school canteen before class started. There's something comforting about morning food. Even when life gets busy, breakfast still feels like home. For me, it's not about what I eat. It's about that quiet, slow moment before the day begins. The world feels softer in the morning. There's less noise, fewer distractions. And somehow a small cup of coffee feels like a warm hug. Let's be honest, not everyone has time for a full breakfast. Some people just grab a banana or drink instant coffee on the way to work. And that's okay. We live in a fast-paced world. Sometimes eating something simple is already enough. The important thing is to give your body a small signal that you're ready to start the day. You might not realize it, but skipping breakfast can affect your mood and focus. That's why even a slice of bread or a few bites of fruit can make a difference. Some people eat breakfast alone, in silence, scrolling through their phones. Others eat together, with family, friends, or coworkers. Each has its own meaning. When you eat alone, it can be a quiet time for reflection. You can listen to music, think about your goals, or just enjoy being still. When you eat with others, breakfast becomes a way to connect. A shared cup of coffee can lead to deep conversations, even before the sun is fully up. Food, in any form, brings people together. That's one of the beautiful things about it. It's funny how something small, like an egg or toast, can make us feel grounded. Cooking breakfast is a small act of care. When you cook for yourself, you're saying, I deserve a good start. When you cook for others, you're saying, I care about you. It's not about fancy meals or expensive coffee. It's about the intention behind it. A simple meal can carry warmth. A small bite can bring a smile. And a quiet breakfast can bring peace before a long day. Breakfast is often underestimated. People see it as just another meal. But in truth, it represents something deeper. Renewal. Every morning, the world gives us another chance to begin again, and every breakfast, no matter how small, reminds us that life continues. Even when yesterday was tough, we still get to wake up and take that first sip of something warm. That's the beauty of routine. It anchors us. It gives rhythm to our days. So maybe tomorrow morning, when you sit down to eat or drink, try to notice the little details. The color of your tea, the sound of the spoon against your cup, the smell of your toast. Let yourself be present just for a few minutes. That's what makes the morning beautiful. Not perfection, but awareness. Breakfast isn't just about energy. It's about peace. After a long morning filled with work, study, or errands, there comes a moment when our body starts whispering, I need a break. That's when lunch arrives. Lunch isn't just a meal that fills your stomach. It's a pause, a moment to stop and breathe. It divides the day into two parts, before lunch and after lunch. Morning hours are usually full of movement and responsibility. We try to focus, to do as much as possible. But when the clock moves closer to noon, our body naturally slows down. There's something about that time. The sunlight gets softer, the air feels heavier, and your mind begins to drift toward food. Even if you're busy, your thoughts start to wander. What should I eat today? Lunch gives rhythm to our day. It reminds us that we can't keep going without a pause. That no matter how important our work seems, we're still human. We need to eat, to rest, to recover. Lunch looks different in every part of the world. In Italy, people might enjoy a slow lunch with pasta and salad, followed by espresso. In India, lunch could be rice with curry and vegetables. In Indonesia, maybe nasi padang or bubur ayam. In the U.S., many people eat sandwiches, salads, or burgers on the go. The difference is not just in taste, it's in the pace, the culture, the meaning. Some countries take long lunch breaks. People go home, eat with family, maybe even take a nap after. Others eat quickly at their desks, trying to save time, believing that productivity matters more than a meal. But no matter where you are, lunch is a small promise to yourself to take care of your body in the middle of a long day. There are days when you eat lunch alone, maybe at a small cafe, maybe at your desk. Some people don't like eating alone. They feel awkward, as if eating should always be social. But there's a quiet beauty in having lunch by yourself. It's a small moment of peace in a noisy world. You can listen to your thoughts, notice the flavor of your food, and just be. Eating alone doesn't mean being lonely. Sometimes it's a form of self-connection. You get to be your own company. You get to listen to silence, or maybe listen to a podcast like this one, something that keeps you calm while you chew slowly. Then there are days when lunch means laughter. Eating with colleagues after a long meeting, sharing stories with friends at your favorite restaurant or cafe, or sitting at home with your family, passing plates across the table. When people share food, something changes in the air. Conversation feels lighter, barriers feel smaller, and suddenly we connect without even trying. Food has that quiet magic. It creates space for togetherness. You might forget what was said during lunch, but you'll remember how it felt. Warm, familiar, full of human comfort. Modern life moves fast. For many people, lunch is a race against the clock. 5 minutes between meetings, 10 minutes in the car, 15 minutes before the next task. We eat while checking emails, scrolling through social media, barely tasting what's on the plate. It's become a habit, eating to survive the day, not to enjoy it. And while it's understandable, we all have deadlines and responsibilities, this habit slowly steals something important, our relationship with food and with ourselves. Because when you eat without awareness, you lose one of life's simplest joys, tasting. Have you noticed how lunch affects your mood? A heavy meal can make you sleepy, while something too light can leave you hungry again too soon. Finding balance is part of knowing your body. Some people feel energized after eating something fresh, like salad, fruit, or rice with vegetables. Others prefer something comforting, fried noodles, soup, or grilled meat. The key isn't in what's trendy, but in what helps you feel good. Food isn't just nutrition, it's rhythm, mood, and balance. A good lunch can reset your energy, make you calmer, and help you finish your day with a clear mind. Sometimes, lunch isn't about food at all. It's about taking a break, stepping away from screens, looking out the window and remembering that life exists beyond your to-do list. Even 10 minutes of quiet eating can change the rest of your afternoon. So next time you eat, try to notice your food, the smell, the temperature, the texture. Let your lunch be more than a habit. Let it be a small act of gratitude. Have you ever remembered a lunch from years ago? Maybe it wasn't fancy, just a plate of fried rice shared with someone special. But that moment stayed in your heart. Not because of the food itself, but because of the feeling it gave you. Lunch often holds small stories. The first time you ate with your classmates, the first time you tried a new restaurant, or the lunch you had before a big event in your life. Food captures emotion. It records a memory in flavor. When you taste it again, even years later, suddenly the past comes alive. Lunch sits right between two worlds, the productive morning and the slow afternoon. It's that middle ground where you're allowed to stop, but not completely rest. That's why lunch has a special feeling, a mix of movement and stillness. It reminds us that balance is possible, that even in busy days, there's always time to pause. Because life isn't just about working hard, it's also about knowing when to stop and taste the world around you. Dinner is the quiet reward at the end of a long day. The lights are softer, the world slows down, and food feels more like a warm hug than a burst of energy. Some people love a full dinner, rice, vegetables, maybe a piece of fish or meat. Others go light, just soup, salad, or even cereal. But dinner isn't only about what's on the plate, it's about the feeling that comes with it. Coming home, closing the day, sharing stories. Maybe you're eating alone with music in the background, or maybe you're at a busy table, laughing with family or friends. Either way, it's a time to breathe and let the day go. So next time you sit down for dinner, take a second before your first bite. Feel the warmth of the food, the calm of the evening, and the small peace it brings. Snacking, it's the little secret of life, a moment between meals that feels like a tiny reward. Sometimes it's a cookie with your coffee. Other times, it's chips during a movie. But snacks aren't just about hunger. They're about comfort, about fun. They fill the spaces between tasks, the breaks between moments. Some people plan their snacks. Fruit, yogurt, nuts. Others just grab whatever's close. Instant noodles, candy, leftover pizza. No matter what kind of snacker you are, snacks tell a story about how we treat ourselves. They remind us that joy doesn't always have to be big. Sometimes it's just a small bite. Every culture has its own way of seeing food. In Japan, meals are quiet and mindful. People say itadakimasu before eating, a way to thank life for the food. In Italy, meals are social, long, full of laughter and wine. In Indonesia, we eat together, sometimes with hands, feeling every texture, every spice. Food isn't just about filling our stomachs, it's how we connect with each other. The flavors we grew up with become part of who we are. They carry stories of family, of home, of where we come from. Think about your favorite food from childhood. Maybe it's something simple, fried rice, soup, or bread. Why do you love it? Maybe because it reminds you of someone, or a moment when life felt warm and safe. Some people eat slowly, savoring every bite. Others eat fast, always rushing somewhere. Some enjoy eating alone. It's their quiet time. Others can't eat without company. They need conversation with their food. And that's okay. There's no right way to eat. Food is personal, emotional human. It reflects our rhythm, how we live, how we rest, how we love. So next time you eat, don't just taste the flavor, notice the rhythm. Notice what it says about you. Food brings people together in ways words can't. Think of a dinner table full of friends, the laughter, the sound of clinking glasses, the warmth of shared dishes. Even when people don't speak the same language, they can share a meal and feel connected. That's the magic of food. It breaks barriers, opens hearts, and builds memories. Maybe you've had that moment, eating street food with strangers, sharing snacks during a long trip, or cooking with someone you care about. Those memories stick because food carries emotion. So maybe the secret isn't to find the best food, but to share it with people who make it meaningful. Life is made of small rituals. Breakfast that wakes you up, lunch that keeps you going, dinner that calms you down, and snacks that make you smile. Every bite tells a story. Every meal reminds us that we're alive, that we can taste, feel, and connect. So wherever you are, whatever you eat, take a moment today. Look at your food. Smell it. Taste it. Be grateful. Because food isn't just fuel. It's a language. And when we learn to listen, we realize life itself tastes better. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Jessica, and this is Beyond Words. See you in the next episode.